Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. So we read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 19, the island of Jambudvi, text 28. So when we repeat, kindly repeat the same meter that we are chanting. Yadyatrana Swarga Sukhavaseshitam Shvishtasya Suktasya Kritasya Shobhanam Tena Janabhe Smritimajjanmanasyad वर्षे हरिर्यत् भजतां शं तनोति यद्यत्र न स्वर्गसुखावशेषितम् स्विष्टस्य सुप्तस्य कृतस्य शोभनम् तेना जनाभे स्मृतिमज्जन्मनः स्यात् वर्षे हरिर्यत् भजतां शं तनोति यद्यत्र न स्वर्गसुखावशेषितम् स्विष्टस्य सुप्तस्य कृतस्य शोभनम् तेना जनाभे स्मृतिमज्जन्मनः स्यात् वर्षे हरिर्यत् भजतां शं तनोति यद्यत्र न स्वर्गसुखावशेषितम् स्विष्टस्य सुप्तस्य कृतस्य शोभनम् तेना जनाभे स्मृतिमज्जन्मनः स्यात् वर्षे हरिर्यत् भजतां शं तनोति यद्यत्र स्वर्गसुखावशेषितम् सृष्टस्य सुप्तस्य कृतस्य शोभनम् तेना जनाभे स्मृतिमज्जन्मनः स्यात् वर्षे हरिर्यत् भजतां शं तनोति यद्यत्र न स्वर्गसुखावशेषितम् सृष्टस्य सुप्तस्य कृतस्य शोभनम् तेना जनाभे स्मृतिमज्जन्मनः स्यात् वर्षे हरिर्यत् भजतां शं तनोति. Okay, put to it meaning yadi, if atra, in this heavenly planet, naha, offers swarga sukha avasheshitam, whatever remains after the enjoyment of heavenly happiness, su ishtasya, of a perfect sacrifice, su uktasya, of diligently studying the Vedic literature, kritasya, of having performed a kind of act, kind act, kind act, shobhanam, the resultant actions, tena, by such a resultant action, ajanabe, in the land of Bharatavarsha, smriti majjanma, a birth enabling one to remember the lotus feet of the Lord, naha, offers, syat, let there be, varshe, in the land, harihi, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, yet, wherein, bhajatam, of the devotees, shamtanoti, expands the auspiciousness. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. We are now living in the heavenly planets, undoubtedly as a result of our having performed ritualistic ceremonies, pious activities, and yajnas, and having studied the Vedas. However, our lives here will one day be finished. We pray that at that time, if any merit remains from our pious activities, we may again take birth in Bharatavarsha as human beings, able to remember the lotus feet of the Lord. The Lord is so kind that he personally comes to the land of Bharatavarsha and expands the good fortune of its people. Quote. It is certainly as a result of pious activities that one takes birth in the heavenly planets. But from those planets, one must nevertheless come down again to earth, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Kshine Punya Martyalokam Vishanti. Even the demigods must return to the earth to work like ordinary men when the result of their pious activities expire. Nevertheless, the demigods desire to come to the land of Bharatavarsha if even a small portion of the merits of their pious activities remains. In other words, to take birth in Bharatavarsha, one must perform more pious activities than the demigods. In Bharatavarsha, one is naturally Krishna conscious, and if one further cultivates his Krishna consciousness, by the grace of Krishna, he certainly expands his good fortune by becoming perfect in Krishna consciousness and very easily go, going back home, back to God. In many other places in Vedic literatures, it is found that even the demigods want to come to this land of Bharatavarsha. A foolish person may desire to be promoted to the heavenly planets as a result of his pious activities, but even the demigods from heavenly planets want to come to Bharatavarsha and achieve bodies that may be very easily used to cultivate Krishna consciousness. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu repeatedly says, Bharata Bhumite Haila Banusya Janma Jar, Janma Sarthaka Kari Kara Paropakar. A human being born in the land of Bharatavarsha has a special prerogative to develop Krishna consciousness. Therefore, those already born in Bharatavarsha should take lessons from the Shastras and Guru and should fully take advantage of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in order to be fully equipped with Krishna consciousness. By taking full advantage of Krishna consciousness, one goes back home, back to Godhead. Yanti mad yajinopi mam. The Krishna consciousness movement is therefore spreading this facility to human society by opening many, many centers all over all over the world, so that people may associate with the pure devotees of Krishna consciousness movement, understand the science of Krishna consciousness, and ultimately go back home, back to God. मम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. So here we see in this one. So this is the last prayer, that is offered in this particular section. So then after that, now we are going to another varsha. Mm, or probably see other section. So this section is concerning Bharata Varsha, and In this section, we see that the Narada Muni's this one of execution of devotional service, along worshipping Naranarayan Rishi, and also the demigods appreciating the good fortune of those who are born in Bharatavarsha, and they also aspire to take birth in Bharatavarsha. So here we see that the demigods are praying that no, we are now living in the heavenly planets, and undoubtedly as a result of having performed ritualistic ceremonies, pious activities, and yajnas, and having studied the Vedas. So this is the process, like which is also called as Traividya. So like the studying of the Vedas, studying of the three Vedas, and performance of all the pious activities. So one will, aspire to go to. Generally, one aspires to go to heavenly planets, and however our lives here will be finished one day. So like they are able to understand. So Shine Punya Martilokam Vishanti, and which Prabhupada also quotes in the purport. So one day, like our lives will be finished here, and then we'll have to come down to this material world, or come down to this uh, Murtiloka. So we pray. So what are they praying? That if at all some merit of our pious activities remain, so please give us a birth in Bharatavarsha, and such a birth which is like able to remember, Smritimat Janma Nasyat. So that is something that they are asking for. So where they'll be able to remember the lotus feet of the Lord, such kind of a birth. So in Bharatavarsha also there are so many people who are born, who don't remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So again, like that's kind of a this one, as if I think in the past shlokas there was some one analogy that was given, that as if animal which is bound, that got a release, and again it came back and got caught, by the hunter. So like that. So the Lord is so kind that He personally comes to this land of Bharatavarsha and expands the good fortune of its people. So that is the great this one benefit of taking birth in the Bharatavarsha. So now in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions, it is certainly a result of pious activities that one takes birth in the heavenly planets. But from those planets, one must nevertheless come down again to earth as stated in Bhagavad Gita, that is Shine Punya Martyolokam Vishanti. Even the demigods must return to earth to work like ordinary men when the results of their pious activities expire. So this is something that we need to study and understand properly, know what exactly it is. So this is the ninth chapter, Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter, text 21. No te tam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam kshine punyamartilokam vishanti evam trayi dharmam anu prapanna gatam kama kama labante. So in this